night, everybody. Good night, or good night. Well, hey, have a good night. Hello, hi, hello. How are you? Did you know this was happening?
Yes.
Excellent, great. Thank you for coming. How about you over there? Did you guys know this was happening? All right. Well, that's weird because you've been here for over an hour, and so is that. So that should have really given you a clue something was going to start. Plus, you saw me set this up and move all the tables around, but you were just so lost in your company. I get it. Great company. Great company. Now, shut up. I'm just kidding. You do what you want. I'm just host. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Comedy from Home Sweet Home. I'm Jacob McFadden. I'll be your host tonight. This is Comedy Open Mic. Give it up for everybody who's here. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for braving the weather. I don't know why it's light tonight, but it is. But we're going to have a good time anyways. It means we're going to have an intimate show. We're going to have fun together, goddammit. Because why wouldn't we have fun this week? Why? Does anyone know? One reason. Good. This is a tough show for me to start. I normally do topical jokes. Normally do stuff ripped from the headlines. Stuff that's going on, that's current in the world. But I have to be honest with you guys, this week the news has hit me pretty hard. A little emotional about it. In all seriousness, it's a pretty devastating week. They fucked me up, if you guys didn't know, if you didn't see. I'm having a daughter in March. I did everything right. I did it missionary. Didn't wait for my wife to finish. Didn't make eye contact. It should have been a boy. I've done it that way twice before and we had boys. Why is it a girl? And that's the only bad thing that happened this week. Actually, by the calendar, that's true. No, I'm kidding. I'm excited to have a daughter. I'm really excited to have a daughter because I already have 2 boys. And I'm getting old. And I can't fucking deal with a 3rd boy. But I can deal with a daughter. And I'm going to spoil the shit out of her, and she's going to be everybody else's problem. I'm so excited for that. One day, I'm going to be such a proud dad. My daughter's going to be in her 20s, and she's going to be fist-fighting a cop on someone's cell phone video on TikTok, screaming, you know, you can't touch me, you can't arrest me, you have to tell me why. And she's getting shoved into a cop car, but like, that's right, Daddy loved you. Daddy loved you, and Daddy never once told you were wrong. Unlike your bitch mother, who all she did was tell you were wrong. I don't know, I'm planning for the divorce. No, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. What else did I write down? Oh, it is weird to think that now that I have had 2 kids already, right? So, like, I know what a woman is. All right? I know, like, about that thing, you know? Vaginas. But now that I'm having a daughter, I'm going to have to actually learn about vagina. You have to wipe them the right way. Or there's like, you have to go to the doctor if you don't. Right now with my 2 boys, I mean, I'm wiping, I go crazy. It's like a car wash. I'm over here, I'm like, sometimes I do it behind my back. I'm like, hey, you know? And now it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be, I'm gonna make like a pearl, I guess. I don't know how that works. But I'm scared. I'm almost 40. So if I wipe to the front and get anything on my nuts, all I have to do is sit deep in the toilet and just soak it. Like washing balls on the golf course. But this is also balls. Is that clear? Okay. All right, let's move on. You see, everyone thought I was going to talk about the whole, you know, Charlie Kirk thing, but I didn't. Huh? Because there's going to be 16 people who are going to do it too. So I said, I'll just save myself the trouble. Although I will say, one thing I did find amusing is I saw people online who were like, the bullets were engraved. And I saw folks on the right who were like, well, who's in on this? Who's engraving bullets? And then I see people on the left being like, yeah, sure, the bullets were engraved. Who would engrave bullets? And all I can think is, have you guys never talked to fucking cops? They use blown up language for fucking everything. The bullets were engraved. Someone took a thumbtack and drew on bullets. That's not engraving. If you sit funny on a curb, you're resisting arrest. In middle school, I threw a rock at a kid, and I was charged with throwing a missile at another human being. That's how cops work. See? Everyone else is going to have their Charlie Kirk thing. That's fine. By the way, I'm not supposed to tell everyone we're pregnant for another week, but it was either that or write 5 minutes about Charlie Kirk getting shot in the throat. So I said, I'm just going to disappoint my wife. Thank you. I did it for the country. And if my wife doesn't like that, she can shoot me in the throat. That's insensitive. My wife is pregnant now. I do have trouble having sex with my wife when she's pregnant. Not because I don't find her attractive. I mean, especially around the third trimester. The third trimester, the doctor tells them to have sex. Because they tell them if you have sex in the third trimester, you might induce labor. Which is a lot of fucking pressure when you're the guy in that situation. It's like, hey, you could fuck me so good right now that we have to go to the hospital. It's like, or it could not. But anyways, in the third trimester, they want to have sex, and I find it very hard because it's like, you seem like you're really into me talking to you. Have you ever had sex with a woman? Do you like it? I do too. I think it's pretty cool. I've done it a couple of times. I have 3 kids, you know? But, all right, let me ask you this, because I have a hard time when my wife's in her third trimester. So let me ask you, have you ever had sex with a woman while a third party is actively kicking you off of her? It's very distracting. You're trying to do your business, and it's like, that's my mommy! And you're like, I know! That's why you're here! All right, I'll move on from that. People don't believe me this is real. I always invite someone to Google it as I talk about this joke. You guys know what Amber Alerts are, right? Like, someone steals a kid, and then you get the shit scared out of you because everyone's phone goes off at once, right? It turns, in California, they thought, this is real, they thought that people didn't care when it was black kids, including the cops. So they passed a law, and in California, they now have, this is real, someone Google it, ebony alerts. Specifically, when a black kid is taken, they send out an ebony alert. It's sort of like, you know how your phones now, you get a phone call and it says spam likely, and because it says spam likely, you pick it up, you're like, hello, I'm so excited. Doesn't make sense, is what I'm saying, guys. People get uncomfortable with that joke, and it's true, though. And people are like, it's a racist joke, why don't you drop it? It's like, it's not racist, Google it. And then they're like, oh, wow, you should really emphasize that it's real. And I'm like, when I do that, people think I'm lying more. This is also real. In California in 2000, I think it was 2016, they passed another law. They now have feather alerts. You know, they have feather alerts for missing Native American kids, because they said no one cares when Native American kids go missing either. And I have to admit, I don't care that much when Native American kids go missing. Because most family abductions are done by family members, and I know whoever took that Native American kid is going to use every part of him. What? They're efficient. They respect the land. All right. I'll round up with this. I was thinking about this the other day. The B-2 bomber has been in the news a lot lately, right? B-2 bomber, you guys know that it's the big black wing-shaped one, right? It's the stealth bomber. It was in the news like a couple of months ago because they bombed Iran with it, right? And then it was in the news because I forgot my second example. It did something else I was impressed. Oh yeah, they flew it over Vladimir Putin when he came to America. I started thinking, like, we don't have that many B-2 bombers, which means we don't have that many B-2 pilots, which means there's a good chance that flight crew is the same for all those missions, which is such a weird job to have. So 2 months ago, you go in, and you go, hey boss, what's the mission? The boss goes, you're gonna fly off radar, this is off the books, 36 hours uninterrupted to Iran. You're gonna bomb their nuclear facility with specially made bombs. If you pull this off, you will perhaps stop their nuclear program. You might save the world from nuclear holocaust, and no one will ever know your name. Fuck yeah, dude! That's a good day at work. You're excited. That's better than putting the cards back. And then 2 weeks later, you pull that off. You're a fucking hero. 2 weeks later, you're like, hey, what's the mission, boss? I go, Vladimir Putin's coming to America. You're gonna fly overhead to remind him that we could kill you anytime, anywhere. Fuck yeah, fuck that commie dickhead. I'm in. And then 2 weeks after that, you go into work, you're like, boss, what's the mission? There's a preseason football game in Arizona. If the kids know to look up, they're gonna find it very cool. It's like, fuck yeah! Woo, America. All right, guys, here's the truth of the matter. I booked a show on my anniversary. Now, I'm not an idiot. I checked the family calendar, and there was nothing on it. Okay, so I think I'm in the clear. But I booked a show on the anniversary, and as I was driving back from the show where the person asked me to be on it, my wife sent me a text and said, booked a show on our anniversary, huh? And so I did what everyone does. I immediately texted, no. And now I was like, she wants to come. So I have to come up with jokes that aren't about my wife. So I really got to work on it. Delete this. All right. We're gonna start the show, guys. Your very first comedian of the night. This guy is from California. I don't know if you guys have heard of that place before, but it's far to the west. Your next comic is basically like a comedy shinobi. Put your hands together for Ben Pierce. Speaking of uptight white fellas, your next comic threatened to beat up a bicycle outside. Not the person on the bike, just the bicycle. Put your hands together for Jack Parker. Our next comics are going to be much more soft-spoken, so feel free to lean forward. Your next comic has not been here in a very long time, I feel like. It's what's that? It has been quite a while, but we're delighted to have him back. Everybody put your hands together for John Rademacher. Your next comic has never used a dead raccoon during sex, and I have that on good authority. Her authority. Everybody, it's Jordan Phipps.
Never have I ever boinked a raccoon. I went to a crab eating festival this weekend. You know, nom nom nom, blue crabs, and I got in for free. Tickets were $85. Isn't that ridiculous? There were people, they were rich. They, you know, had monocles and canes. They looked like Monopoly men, and they were pretty nice to me when they found out I wasn't the help. That was pretty cool. But they give you this giant tin of crabs and a mallet. Eating crabs is barbaric as fuck. You have to like look them in the eyes and like white boy on a drywall until they crack open. It's gross. I was really high, so it was like a little science project for me. Hannibal Lecter, who? But while we're doing this, we're sitting at a table of wealthy strangers, and my friend thought it was a good time to remind everyone that crabs are very intelligent creatures, which is true. They're very sentient beings. They have societies and friends. That's not something you want to hear when you're beating the shit out of a crab, though. No. But what bothered me was the rich people. You know, they looked at the crab. They looked at me and my friend, and they were like, "Damn, that's crazy." Bunk, bunk, bunk. Rich people not caring about feelings that aren't their own. What? That's a crazy concept. So toddlers poop their pants. That wasn't the joke. Toddlers poop their pants, and I think the way they go about it is really telling of their parents. For example, you would think a kid who hides before they poop their pants is like classy. They like privacy. No, they're hiding something. There's a secret behind there. Little Becky, I can't see you, but I can smell the shit, okay? Your mom's having an affair. Is your mom coming to the gym after work, or is she making Jim come? But like, the ones who shit out in the open, those are real ones. They would want the Epstein files released, and then the ones that hide when they shit their pants, their grandparents are on the list. That was not a joke about, oh God. That sounded really bad. That's not how I intended, I swear to God. Let's talk about me. I do not like talking to people, especially older men, before I've had my coffee, am I right? But there was a man, I was walking into a training for work, and he was like, "Is there a meeting?" And I was like, "Yes." And then I walk, and he was like, "What for?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, locker. Like, leave me alone. It's for school, because I work at a school. Trust me with your kids, please. And that was that. And then I see the same guy with a rotisserie chicken in the library, and he goes, "Are you a teacher? Like, we've talked before, you're a teacher?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Are you a child?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "I can tell you're a grown-up because you have a bold voice with a baby body." My response was, "Ooh." And then I walked a little bit and I turned around and I said, "Ooh," another time. And like, normally I would think it's because I'm short, but I get mistaken for my middle schoolers a lot. And I was walking with one of them and a teacher got sassy with me and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're right, you know, you are a grown-up." And I was like, "It's okay, it happens all the time, I'm short." And he was like, "That's not it." And I was like, "What is it? Tell me what it is in front of this 13-year-old. Yes, the 13-year-old is more formed than I am, and he was creepy for noticing. That's been my time. I'm 46.
Jordan Phipps, everybody. Give Jordan Phipps another round of applause. I have a goddamn daughter that could grow up to be like Jordan Phipps. Give Jordan Phipps another fucking round of applause, god damn it! Huh, that felt good. Felt good. I think I'm gonna be good at being a girl dad. All right. Don't fucking laugh at that sarcastically. You overgrown piece of shit. Get a real fucking job. Get a car instead of riding your bike everywhere. Fat, lazy retard. I'm sorry. I thought he was dating my daughter. I got very... Okay, let's just move on. Hey, your next comic could never date my daughter because by the time she's 10, he'll be dead. Everybody put your hands together. Now that Mike Marr's gone, the oldest comedian in the city, it's Carlton K.
I forgot my walker. All right.
What's going on, everybody? Woo! I love following middle schoolers on the mic. All right. Hey. Actually, there are some things that people say you're not supposed to make jokes about. Let's try. They say you're not supposed to make jokes about religion, right? Because the punchline's the only thing that's real, that exists. They say you're not supposed to make jokes about pedophiles. I think those people are just being childish. And they say you're not supposed to do jokes out in public about incest, right? Those are the jokes you're supposed to keep at home with your family in the comfort of your... All right. Fuck it. Round of applause for the bartender downstairs. We always got to do that. Nobody's done that yet, so I figured I'd throw it out there. Also, it leads into the next joke. I feel like we should treat people in the food service industry like we treat people in the military, all right? So if somebody's, you know, I did 3 tours at the gravy buffet at Golden Corral. Thank you for your service, sir. I fucking don't wish that on anybody. But I'm trying not to eat out at fast food stuff as much. I don't know if you can tell. You can't. I did find out, though, that their slogans are really catchy and friendly. That's why they get people hooked, right? Like, I don't even have to say Chick-fil-A's. Everybody knows that their little catchphrase is, all right, fuck you guys. It's my pleasure. They always say my pleasure. It's burned into their brain. They're trained to do it. So some of the other places have started their own versions of it. Burger King, I don't know if you've noticed, Burger King is doing their thing now where you order your food, they say it's $12.95, pull around the corner, you rule. Everybody's caught on that one? All right. First time I heard that, though, I thought they were just being really cool. Like they thought I was great for what I ordered. No, it's their slogan. They have to do it. Some of the other places are doing it, and they're not going so well. All right. Anybody's ever been to Jack in the Box? Yeah. All right. I went to one. They told me my total. They said, pull around. Thanks for eating the box. I thought that was a little aggressive. I was like, God, I hope you're cute when I get to the window. Arby's is doing it too. It's weird. The dude that was there the last time, he was like, It'll be $12.95. Please pull around. Come get this meat in your mouth. It was a little aggressive. It was aggressive. Also, when I got to the window, dude had his pants off. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. But he sounded like Ving Rhames, so I had to do what he said. That's all right. Let's see, the voice, you know, it's get you every time. Actually, I can't even eat Arby's anymore without thinking about my ex-wife. No. She used to make a really good roast beef sandwich, and her labia was huge. But she was a stripper, so I think it helped her really hold on to clients. All right. That's an old one. Here's the thing. She was a stripper. I'm not shaming sex workers, okay? Everybody believes that sex work is work, yes? Yeah, hell yeah. Sex work is work. Except when I go to work, I don't have to worry about guys coming on me. I haven't worked in a Catholic church in years, so that's... not since I was a kid. All right. Let's see, what else do we have? Anybody on the dating apps? God, you guys are a room full of comics, never giving you anything. There's dating apps. Guys know about them, right? Sweet. All right, I have a weird theory, though, that's recently popped into my head. I have this theory that Grindr is almost identical to Pokemon Go. Follow me on this. Every guy on Grindr is trying to catch them all. That's number one. They're just throwing balls at them all day. Right? All right. And what was my other? Oh, actually, Pokemon actually means pocket monster. I don't know if you guys knew that. And I've seen some of the dudes on Grindr. They've got the next evolution of cock, actually, and it's really upsetting. All right. Let's see. All right. This was supposed to happen earlier because I wrote it in the margins, but I didn't put my glasses on, so fuck it. I, for one, who else is really glad that they changed back the logo for Cracker Barrel? Anybody happy about that? Fuck yeah. Because I didn't want to make the mistake of actually walking into a fucking Cracker Barrel at any given time because I didn't recognize the logo. All right, that would have fit a lot better earlier in the set. So fuck you guys so much. I'm gonna give it back to Jacob McFadden, who just can't seem to keep it in his pants and making babies.
Carlton K, everybody, Carlton K. With that disgusting Arby's joke about his ex-wife. I don't know if you guys know this, but Carlton K, he's saying his ex-wife's vagina looked like a roast beef sandwich because it was large, but it's not the only reason. Her pussy also sometimes got that like rainbow film over it, but it was still okay to eat as long as it smelled okay. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys don't know a lot about getting meat at the deli, I guess. Carlton made me think, I don't know if you guys saw that, apparently church attendance was at an all-time high following the Charlie Kirk thing this weekend. And all I thought about that was like, should have done that the week before. Probably would have been more effective 1 week earlier. The power of prayer. All right, and that's the lead-in I want to give your next comic. Your next comic hates political assassinations. He hates them so much that he said, I'll never let a sniper take me out. I'm gonna learn close quarters combat. No, fuck that. I'm gonna teach close quarters combat. If you wanna shoot me from 268 feet away, good luck, because I'm gonna put you in a triangle lock, leg hold, choke maneuver. You bitch! That's what he says. Everybody give it up for Seph Smith.
Guys, this is a strange time we're living in. It's a really rough time, you know. The nation feels so divided. And I just want to have a moment of silence for Captain Kirk. He was just a man who was trying to go where no man has gone before. And they killed him. And they say he was racist. And I say, well, if that's true, why did he have a Vulcan on his crew? No? Well, on a lighter note, let's make some pedo jokes. Yeah. So I was thinking about becoming a pedophile. Not because I want to have sex with kids. I think that's disgusting. It's just that in this economy, I think a Barbie house is a lot cheaper than a real house. A Barbie car is a lot cheaper than a real car. A date at Chuck E. Cheese is a lot cheaper than Grisette. Just saying, weighing my options. No, I'm just kidding. But like, you know, like, if you go looking for fish, you call it fishing. When the pedos do what they do, is that called kidding? Like Jeffrey Epstein was just kidding around.
Kidding all over the world.
A lot of people were kidding around apparently, but we're never gonna know who was the kidder. My friend, he just got a vasectomy. He has 2 kids, and he didn't want any more, so he got a vasectomy, and the doctor told him that he couldn't ejaculate for 6 weeks. That's rough. That means for 6 weeks, his kids thought that he didn't love them anymore. No, but I don't know why anyone likes kids. I think they're disgusting. I work with kids. Turn this off. But yeah, like one time no, I'm just kidding. They say be the change that you want to see in the world. And I don't think that's a good idea. Because I don't think they're ready for no pants night at the Olive Garden. A lot of times when I'm teaching martial arts to kids, you know, I try to say, if what you did, if everybody did what you did, what kind of place would it be? And that's why it's good that people don't do what I do. Because, like, I'll pick up after my dog, but I hate walking around with a bag of dog shit. And I can only carry a hot bag of dog shit for so long. And if I can't find a trash can fast enough, most of the fan is row houses. Their ceilings aren't that high, or the roofs. So I just throw it on the roof. Nobody checks the roof. They're all renting. Anyway, that's my time. Thanks, guys.
Seph Smith, everybody. If you have a beautiful garden on your roof this year, you know who to blame. This guy is fertilizing everybody's roof. Wow. Seph, I would have been all in on the I'm a proud pedophile jokes at the beginning, except that I was really concerned that William Shatner died and I didn't know about it. I was like, oh no, William Shatner died. That sucks. He was, not a part of my life, but that would still suck, you know? All right. I Googled it. He's not dead. Okay, guys, calm down. No round of applause. Your next comic is going to kill William Shatner. I hate to tell you all that, but you guys didn't give him the response that you wanted, and now he thinks the only way to please you is by murdering William Shatner. Okay, guys, you're really not stopping Shatner from getting murked. Next comic is, he's a loner. He's got dual income, no kids, a lot of expendable income, lots of vacation days built up. He's got a plan. He knows how to get to California. Once pushed one of Shatner's wives in a pool. Everybody put your hands together for James Copeland. You should not murder William Shatner. It's a bad idea. Oh, you're gonna get caught.
Thank you for that long-ass intro. Rambled on. I do love how Seph went out and bought a Star Trek shirt just so he could do his Captain Kirk joke. That's adorable. Then he went and grew his mustache out so he could do all his pedo jokes. That's very cute. Then he went out and bought a butt plug so he could go fuck himself. Very coordinated there. I've been having an argument with my wife lately, and I'm getting back at her by I took her off the life insurance policy, and I haven't been wearing my seatbelt when I drive around. That's what she gets for watching The Golden Bachelor without me, you know? Can't forgive some things. Me and my wife, we just had our 1-year anniversary. Thank you. Please. We're talking a little bit about, you know, whether or not we wanted kids. One thing we talked about is if we had a boy, we're not going to circumcise it, because I don't really feel like you should, you know, cut the extra skin off a baby's penis. That seems weird. If we have a girl, though, we are going to circumcise, because I've heard that makes it a little bit better for the husband. Got a big female genital mutilation fan up here. You been to Sierra Leone? It's lovely this time of year. Okay. No one ever likes the Sierra Leone stuff. I don't know why. Last week I was working at a soup kitchen. I was preparing some vegetables. And I found when I tell people that, they always ask me if it's court-ordered volunteer service, you know, community service. It's like, why is it so hard to believe that I went out on my own volition to help people? You know, it was court-ordered, you got me there. But it could have been my idea. Anyway, I was actually charged in court with the official charge was poisoning the homeless. I pled it down to littering, though, so.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Turns out, you know, just a few biscuits with arsenic in them, no big deal. One thing I thought about in the soup kitchen, why do homeless people love soup so much? It's like all they eat. Like, you never see a homeless guy eating like a big juicy T-bone steak or something, you know? I don't know, maybe it's the teeth, the lack of teeth. Makes chewing the steak a little hard. All right. We had a big assassination. I don't know if you guys heard. One thing, Luigi's still the sexiest assassin, right? That guy's so hot, I would eat his ass after a curry dinner. Who said, ew? You're racist. If you... Where's Prashanth right now? I need him here. Okay. He's somewhere. I'm sure he'll show up later. When I grew up, I lived on a road. We had a street sign out front of our house that said, "Slow children playing." My mom saw that. She got offended. She was like, "I think they're calling you stupid." So she went and she took down the sign. She was so mad. And that's how my learning disabled brother got run over. You like kids getting fucked up, huh? That's terrible. I would never laugh at something like that. I would only say it into an amplified device. I think the word conniving came about. If you don't know, conniving means someone that would like stab you in the back. I think that word came about when someone didn't know that the K in knife was silent. Thank you. A lot of literate people here tonight. That's always good to see. All right, thanks guys. I'm James.
James Copeland, everybody. Give it James Copeland. James is the best, because James is a comic that cannot stand a room where everyone's smiling and nodding, despite being the most smiling and nodding comedian I've ever met. Thank you for smiling and nodding, James. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving. Your next comic, what an inspiration to all of us. recently released from the hospital. Wow. Down what? 100 pounds? 200 pounds? I mean, he looks good. Your next comic is a survivor and a fighter. Put your hands together for Craig. Yes, he is Lord Worthy.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Anytime I do a show, I always like to tell a little something about myself. Just leave a little inspiration or a little bit more that you might not have known. How many people here just know me from comedy? Just clap your hands. All right, just know me from comedy. Okay, cool. How many people, and this was like 20 years ago, but you might recognize it. I don't know if you've been on the internet. How many people recognize me from like way back in the day when I did porn? Nobody? All these? Yeah, you beat your meat. All right, we see. So, yes, I am a porn star, but allow me to explain. I dated a girl who grew up and she became a porn star. Her name's Emilie Erbland. You can look her up. She's from Detroit. Me and her grew up together. And just like anybody who finds out that their ex-girlfriend is a porn star, I got in her DMs. I said, hey, why we ain't doing porn? She said, would you like to? And I said, fuck yeah, I would like to. So I'm thinking my perception about the whole thing is crazy. So I get my video camera because camera phones went out 20 years ago. I got my video camera. That was my thing. I was going to just take some video for the spank bank, that's it. But she seemed to have cameras too. She had 3 of them. And she also had 3 cameramen. And they were setting up lights and shit. She also had a director and a script. They had to be a script. And I'm like, oh, this is porn. Okay. They gave me a script. And I would like to read that script to you today, just so y'all can know what I was doing on the night of. On the front of the page, it said, Busted 3, A Detroit's Tale. I knew it was a trilogy because it had a 3 for the E, some stupid shit like that. This was in a suburban home, early morning, and I played the husband who was overworked husband, corporate manager. Cammie was my wife, and she was emotionally unfulfilled. And I had to fulfill this order. And there were some other guys there, but they come in later. Husband rushes through the kitchen, dressed in a suit, paper in hand, phone in his ear. Cammie stands there in the corner, 2 coffees, one meant for him. She's wearing lingerie. So I'm thinking in my mind, it's going down. My wife says, you forget something? Husband, distracted, just leave it in the fridge. I got back to back till 7, don't wait up. Cammie said, babe, it's Saturday. Husband stops, realizes, looks at her for the first time today. Now I'm gonna pause right there. Because in my mind, as I'm reading this script, I'm about to take Cammie down in this kitchen. It's going down. But as I read the script, it took a left turn. Husband looks at her and says, right, sorry, the Henson deal. I'll talk to you later, okay? And I grab my keys and I leave the fucking house. You know who doesn't leave the house? The handyman that is working on the drywall who's about to fuck my wife, and I just leave. I'm thinking I'm about to get me some, and now I have to leave and watch this dude on the sideline fuck my ex-girlfriend who I'm supposed to be getting something tonight. This really fucked my night up. There's more to this script, and I'm going to read it, but not now. I'm going to close with it because I have more pressing things to talk about. This is real hard to talk about. When I was 15, 16 years old, I was molested. I was molested. There's 1 minute left?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've been taking all that time. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was. Oh, okay. But yeah, I was molested. And quite frankly, it's hard for me to talk about it because I don't think I was molested enough. I had some really, really attractive teachers. I'm just saying, Miss Johnson, Miss Kamasi, Miss Muslim failed me in history, and I was willing to go after school for that extra credit. I'm just letting her know. You know how many of my mother's friends just looked at me and said, ooh, he's so cute. I can't wait till he get older. Bitch, what's up with now? What are you talking about when I get old? What are you waiting on? Legislation? We can handle this right now. I had to settle for having sex with their daughters when their mother's sitting over there in their prime. I got a minute. I had another joke, but I guess reading all this. Husband returns home. Notice eerily quiet. He looks around the house, notices that there's clothes on the floor. He continues to look and finds that his wife is surrounded by the entire house management team, face covered in jizz. Husband yells, "What the hell is going on here?" Cammy said, "Oh, you're home. I didn't expect you home till 7. Husband yells, husband still yelling, says, "Pack your shit and get out my house. You just got busted." 3, A Detroit's Tale. I had to say it just like that. All right, I'm Craig Worthy. Thank you guys a lot.
Yeah, Craig Worthy, everybody. Silver, if you can with the editing, when he says husband busted in, her face is covered in jizz, just zoom in on the shirt part that says half holy. That'll be good, and then we'll send it to his mother. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. Your next comic, it was his first time here last show. We gotta get him up early. He's a surprise pop-in because the limousine's waiting for him, everybody. So put your hands together for Jim Proffitt.
Well, thanks for coming out tonight. I don't see too many old people here tonight. Well, I grew up during the hippie era, and my first sex experience being naive and stupid. Just remember this phrase for most of my jokes: just don't get it. So I met with my first girlfriend. She looks at me and said, "Eat pussy." I said, "What?" She said, "Eat pussy." I looked over, I saw a cat. I said, "What do you want me to eat your cat for?" I went up to the cat. I went for the cat. Cat bristled up and ran away. I hope they get better. A couple of years later, same lady, I went to pick her up, and her father was waiting for me on the porch with a shotgun. And he said, I told him, "Hey, Mr. Saunders, how you doing? I'm sorry I'm late." He said, "Ain't the only thing that's late." I don't know why you're laughing. Someone had to explain it to me. And later on, my parents sit me down. Said, "It's about a period." I said, "Really? All that commotion, and I could have helped with a grammar paper?" One day I called 911. I told them, I said, "2 of my girlfriends are fighting." They said, "Why are you complaining?" I said, "Well, the pretty one is losing." I was sitting around one day, one guy came around my apartment and said, "Come on down there, it's a cat fight down there." I said, "Really?" I went down there, I said, "Where is it?" There was 2 cats going at each other. I said, "Man, you fooled me." This is how you get a black eye. I was in an elevator one day, and this luscious, beautiful woman got on the elevator. Big boobs staring at her. She said, "Press 1." Well, Anybody like to go to court? Well, I went to divorce court, and the judge said, I'm going to give your ex-wife $1,000 a week. I said, that's mighty nice, Judge. I might give her $100 of my own. And this is something you don't say to your woman, unless you want to get clobbered. My wife came out of the shower one day, crying, and she said, I said, what's wrong, honey? She said, I just looked in the mirror. My gosh, my eyes don't look good, I'm wrinkled, my boobs are sagging. Please tell me something that inspired me to make me feel better about my life. I told her, I said, your eyes are perfect. Well, I got kicked out of Walmart. I was checking out. The lady was kind of cute, and she said, strip down in front of me. Before I realized it was a debit card, it was too late, and I got kicked out. Well, my friend asked me, he said, look like you like more football than you like going to church. I said, not really, I like going to church, but the last church kicked me out. I said, what happened to you? He said, well, after the service, I picked up the Watergate bottle and dumped it over the pastor. I'll end on this one. This lady was talking to my friend, said, boy, he's good looking. He drives, he got a corner office. He drives people around a $4,000, $100,000 vehicle. Said, I want to sleep with him. What do you do for a living? I'm a bus driver. That's it.
Jim Proffitt, everybody. Jim Proffitt. Ends with a bus driver joke, starts with eating pussy. That's, you know, at Jim's age, you just gotta live fast, I guess. I just want to let everyone know, it might have looked like Jim was nervous. He's not nervous, it's just age-related tremors. But no explanation. I don't know why his nipples are so fucking hard. That's on him. That is on him. I know you, look, these two are dying because they were right here and they were afraid that they might get their eyes poked out. All right, we'll keep this thing moving along. Your next comic has very small and unoffensive nipples, okay? Even as hard as they are, they're like tiny little nubs. If you were a piece of glass or maybe a bullet intended for a conservative commentator, you might want to watch out. This could scratch you up. But you're a full-grown lady. You'll be fine. Everybody put your hands together for Will Minor. Anyways, your next comic has no opinion on the Jews. He doesn't know what they are. Everybody put your hands together for the one, the only, Louie Carroll.
Oh, come on. I know what Jews are. They're Pokemon. Come on. How you guys feeling? Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna get straight to it. I don't know about this Charlie Cock guy. I don't give a shit. But I don't know him. But anyway, everybody seems to care. But I don't give a shit. Anyway, people aren't considerate anymore. That's a good segue, actually. People aren't considerate anymore, right? Like, it doesn't matter how nicely you ask someone to empty the register at PetSmart, people aren't considerate anymore. Let's be honest, a PetSmart is the best place to rob, right? You don't have to bring a gun. You can just point a pet snake at someone, and they will fold. They will fold. Not based on true events. I don't like Santa, alright? I don't like him. Because he gives white privileged kids gifts. Why don't you do some actual good deeds, you know? Like, fly some immigrants over the border or something, right? We know Santa can beat ice. He trained at the North Pole. Come on. Come on. I have stupid thoughts. I have a lot of stupid thoughts. Like this one. Ascots. It's hard to make scouts cool when they wear ascots, right? You know what's cool? Pretzels. It's a food tied in a knot. You throw in tying a knot into anything, you'll make your life better. It's like a life hack. Shoelaces untied, tie your shoelaces. Life hack. Balloon animals looking too round, tie a knot. Life hack. You bankrupt your company by investing the wrong stocks, find a tree and tie your rope to it. Life hack. What I'm trying to say is suicide is dark, right? In fact, writing a suicide note is dark, like super dark. Unless you fold it into an origami swan, right? Right, then it's kind of poetic. Alright, new jokes. I think I would make an amazing relationship counselor. What do you guys think? Thank you. Yeah, like a couple walk into my office and the guy would be like, we don't have sex anymore. And the lady would be like, you don't play music for me anymore. Here's a solution. Fuck on a piano, alright? It's a compromise. It's a good compromise. You gotta do it, you know? It's a good compromise. And also, you know what people say? It's not about the size, it's about the motion of the ocean. Use that. Find your rhythm on the piano, alright? I'm working on it. Thank you. You know what I found? Another parking ticket on my windshield. I mean, come on. Like, when are they gonna stop pointing at our mistakes and start giving us words of affirmation? Like, I want a bunch of love letters on my windshield, right? I don't want a parking ticket that says I'm fine. No, what? I don't want a parking ticket that says fine. I want a love letter that says, hey, handsome. Right? I want a love letter that says something romantic and exciting, like, I'll wash your car, you know? I'm working on it. I kind of fucked it up. So many things are happening right now. Global warming, forest fires, somebody out there is whispering, let me eat your pussy. It's sucking. Let me come on your pussy. Why would you say that? Why would somebody say that, right? Like, it's weird. It's disgusting. I prefer to lean forward and whisper, ovary egg hunt, you know? There's a joke there somewhere. We'll find it in a few weeks. Anyway. Alright, I have 1 minute. Alright, people need to get better at communicating information, right? How do you guys feel about that? We all know this, right? People need to get better at communicating information. We all know this. We all know you learn the alphabets to get better at eating pussy, right? We all know this. There's nothing on fingering. Nothing. I think when it comes to fingering, you should learn gang signs, right? Once you get better at that, you graduate to shadow puppets. What do you guys think, right? Right? Some candle play. Anyway, that's been my time. Give it up for your host, Jacob McFadden.
Louie Carroll, everybody. He learned the alphabet to eat pussy. I learned fingering to draw. That's how I know how to make a house with 48 windows in the front. I'm just kidding. My wife has a perforated cervix. That's actually a medical condition, and I'm uncomfortable with that. Nope, stop where you are. Sorry, that was my wife's voice in my head saying, stop, don't pursue this further, you idiot. Your next comic. What can I say about your next comic? Nothing. He's very powerful representation. He's with William Morris. Everybody, put your hands together. Your next comic was recently at the Comedy Mothership. He'll be at the Comedy Dojo in New Jersey next week. And he will be somewhere in Wilmington, North Carolina 2 weeks after that. Sorry, I didn't write it down. Your next comic, working comic, professional comic. If he doesn't make you laugh, he sucks dick, everybody. It's Charlie Waring.
Professional, working, comedian. Everybody in this room, watch him to learn how it's done.
Wow.
Oh, that's how you open it?
All right, I'm going to give my hot take on child marriage. This is my hot take. Adult marrying a kid, I'm against it. 2 8-year-olds getting married to each other, I'm for it. That's funny. That's 2 kids, they get married in a little suit and a little dress. That's fucking cute. Let's do it. I did it on the playground. Okay, come on. I don't know. I thought of this one. This is my impression of the first Southern belle being asked to give a blowjob. You want me to put what? Where? All right, if you were there, it'd be funnier. That's okay. The 2 non-comics, well, one of you did it. That's fine. People always say follow your dreams, but I think you should find out what the dream is first, right? A lot of people got stupid dreams, right? Like, I don't know. Like, did anyone ever tell, like unknowingly, did someone tell Ted Bundy to follow his dreams, and he was just about to quit, like killing broads? Those are his words. I wouldn't call a chick a broad, but. Okay. He was just about to give it up, and someone was like, don't stop believing in yourself. He's like, okay, I'll tie up another girl. What did he do? I don't know. But comedy is one of the funniest, it's one of the funny examples of people following their dreams who shouldn't. It's like one time I hosted an open mic, and there's a guy, he came up to me, and he's like, hey, I really want to sign up. I'm 55 years old. I've always wanted to do stand-up. This is my dream. I was like, oh, that's great, man. That's so cool. I'll put you on the list. You can get up. He told me it was his dream. He's waited his whole life to do this. He gets up. The first thing he says into the mic is, I love fucking fat women, and I don't care who knows it. They're softer. They feel better. I can come quicker. That on its own is not funny, but it is hilarious that it took him 55 years to work up the courage to say that. I'm like, this is the only, there's no Reddit group for you? Like, come on, you think, I don't know, that's, I don't know. That's why I'm gonna follow my dreams. My dream is to start a Grindr for straight guys. If you don't know what Grindr is, it's this dating app. Gay guys get on there and they find each other and fuck each other. I want to make a version for straight guys. Straight guys get on there, find each other, fuck each other. Okay. Meh. Yeah, sorry, you're not allowed. That's, I don't know, stupid. All right. Let's see. I keep a stack of swastika patches in my car. It's not for a bad reason. It's not for a fucked up reason. I keep it in there in case I'm drunk driving and I accidentally hit somebody. Then I can put the swastika patch on them and everyone thinks they're like a racist and I'm a hero. People find the dead body. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe this pregnant Cambodian woman was a Nazi. Let's give the Medal of Freedom to whoever struck her down. All right. I don't think I was going to get that far. That's all my new stuff. Okay. Are you guys dating? I don't know. That's crowd work. Thank you, Jacob. Okay, you guys, you can catch me on Jay Leno. He's coming back, and I'm going to be on Jay Leno. Tune in. Thank you, guys.
Charlie Waring, everybody. For those of you who aren't in there, that was I built Chuck up too much at the beginning, and then he ran through all the material he was confident in, and that last minute was him being like, oh, fuck, I'm going to screw it up now. But great 3 minutes and 58 seconds, Chuck. All right, we're going to move along. Your next comic has been a fixture here for the past few weeks. Hey, buddy. Your next comic, his friend, we all know his friend, he fell asleep in the back row during the whole last show, which was not weird for anybody. It wasn't. Are you ready, John? Your next comic last week gave me a giant can of SpaghettiOs and then told me if I wasn't a pussy, I would eat it raw. And because I don't like being challenged, I was like, I'll eat the whole fucking thing raw. And it's been sitting in my car getting questioned by my wife for 2 weeks. And my son picked it up the other day and I slapped it out of his hand. It's the first time I've ever hit my son. I was like, put it down. Put it down. Because he's weird. Your next comic is weird. Anyways, please welcome a man who knows how to wear a hat. It's John Jack Sebastian.
Felicitations, malefactors! I'm really happy that I get weird now. Like, I was coming here like 2 months ago and I got introduced as an awkward guy. This is a come up for me. I finally have a hat as long as my name. I love it. I look like the final boss of an Exxon gas station. If you defeat me, you will gain 2 packs of Marlboro Reds, a half-empty Bic lighter, and a Powerball ticket. So I hate it when I'm the last person to learn about things. I just found out the other day that Godzilla's not a woman. For like my entire life, I thought that Godzilla was a woman. I know his tagline is King of the Monsters. I just thought that we were all being progressive. I think that women deserve the right to be kings. Sure, queens are the most powerful piece on the board in chess, but life's a bit more like poker. And ladies, I'm sorry, but you're all outkicked. You don't gotta worry about me though. Queens dominate jacks. God willing. How do we feel about baked potatoes in this crowd? Yeah, love me a baked potato. Do you eat it like a hot dog or do you eat it like a coward? Not the right answer. They are glizzy coated. You gotta eat them with your hands. I have Irish on both sides of my family tree, so I honor my heritage every time I talk about potatoes on stage. I also honor my heritage every time I don't talk about potatoes. That is a top shelf Irish potato famine joke, people. Oh, what else? My little sister actually spent her honeymoon in Ireland, and I asked her, I was like, hey, are you gonna kiss the Blarney Stone? And my brother-in-law chimed in with a, I'd never kiss anything that at least one Irishman is pissed on.
You fool! That's where the magic comes from.
It doesn't come from a dusty rock in an old castle. It comes from the guy that urinated on a national landmark and talked his way out of it. Oh. So, somebody said something. Ah, man, I had a joke and then it just... I got a few impressions for you. Here's my impression of Fozzie Bear trying to pander to a conservative audience. Everyone's so woke these days. Everyone's so woke that I want to go back to sleep. Waka waka. Here's my impression of an Italian American saying the first letter of the alphabet. A. Here's my impression of an Here's my impression of an Italian American saying the 14th letter of the alphabet. Oh! Here is my impression of an Italian American who earlier this year was in a horrific car accident, but he has been making tremendous and wonderful progress in physical therapy. I'm walking here! Here is my impression of the Outback Steakhouse to-go phone. Ever ate an onion make you cry? Air it out back, we can relate. Our bloomin' onions make people weep big salty tears of joy. I used to work there, and I had to hear that every single time I called out. All right, one last time. I got one last one. Hey, Dave, throw me your hat. It's gonna work better for this one.
All right.
Whoa! Fantastic throw from Dave. All right. This is my impression of Waluigi complaining about being an incel. Why don't the bitches like me? I treat them like a princess and they treat me like another Goomba to step on. Am I really not tall enough? They say blondes have more fun, but I don't know. That sounds like Nazi propaganda to me, Big Huss. I wrote that joke before the Sydney Sweeney stuff happened. Have a good night. Get back up here, Jacob.
John check Sebastian, everybody. That was crazy. John, what is your friend's name? Who taught you how to throw a hat? That was great. Did you guys see how he threw the hat? He threw the hat. No, yeah, have you ever seen a James Bond movie? You fling a hat. You threw it parachute open at him. It was great. It went like 1.5 feet and then flipped on itself and fell to the ground. Obviously. Wow. Wow. If only we had 5 more silvers to catch every angle. What a thankless editing job it would be. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving. Your next comic, well, he's the second silver, as you can all see. Everybody put your hands together. Very funny man is Jeremi George.
All right. I'm bronze instead of silver. So I got 2 jokes, and I guess I'll let you guys decide which one you want to hear. There's one where my daughter's school had a threat of a school shooting. I somehow found a joke out of that. Or I can talk about me having a beef over the phone battle with someone that was hearing impaired. Which one y'all want to hear?
B.
The B?
Yeah, hearing impaired.
The B? Okay. All right, so I'm going to talk about the school shooting.
Yes.
No, it wasn't a school shooting. Just real quick, everybody was safe. The county, the school, everybody did a great job. The kids were protected. They found the kid that made the post on social media that he was going to shoot up the school. They found him. They arrested him. The cops showed up. Guns were drawn. The dogs and everything searched. And the news talked about it. But one thing the news didn't talk about, this one casualty, my daughter's backpack. The search dog that they brought in there, out of all the students, out of all the classes, decided to poop on my daughter's backpack. It was a Hello Kitty backpack, so I get the conflict there. So in 2020, I worked as a customer service rep for a bank. And I was the one, back then we didn't have apps or anything like that. We had where you had to call in to check your balance. And the automated system would tell you what your balance is. And if you didn't want to believe the automated system, you get transferred to someone like me that will tell you that, yes, you do have a negative $255 in your account, just like the automated system told you. Well, just so happened I was on a special relay team, and what the relay team was for, the special phone would ring, and that means somebody that was hearing impaired was calling in to check their balance. Now, with the relay team, there's somebody that do sign language. They would have a video, and they would do sign language for the person that was hearing impaired, and then they would respond back to me verbally. So if you can imagine, this person that was hearing impaired was very irate and mad because they thought the bank had taken their money. So the person on the other end would relay to me, "Sir, you guys took my money, I want my money back." Me, I would have to have the same kind of energy to the person that's in the middle relaying, say, "Well, tell her she needs to be more Okay, you want me to slow down? She needs to be more responsible with her finances." Then I have to wait to keep that same emotion because I'm waiting on a response. By the time she respond back, I was over it. but until she responded back with something very derogatory. So that went back and forth. So I did what every great customer service banking person would do back then. I just hung up on her. I know I'm wrong, but she didn't get a dial. She didn't hear a dial tone. She just felt the energy of the hang up. Well, just so happened she called back. The relay phone rang. Did I answer it? No, I didn't answer it. But the regular phone rang. And guess who it was? It was Sally Mae. Not the school loan people, but the deaf lady. She somehow got through on the regular line. And I knew it was her because I could hear her cursing me out in deaf. I used to speak deaf when I was little. But she was cussing me out. She was like, I say, well, you. She couldn't hear me. And then I hear this. She's sign language cussing me out over the phone. And I'm mad at this point. I'm going back at her. Well, you too. Then I'm saying all that stuff, right? Just so happened my supervisor was recording that call, a quality call, so that they can see how I'm doing with my job. So when they called me into the office, I thought I was fired because I knew I'd acted a fool. But just so happened I didn't hit the hang up button, I hit the mute button. So they couldn't hear me communicating back to the lady that was clapping and flapping. Okay? So needless to say, I didn't lose my job that night. I kept my job, but a couple of weeks later I did lose it because a person that was blind called in, and it was hard to beef over Braille. So I didn't happen that way. Speaking of blind, did everybody hear that Stevie Wonder back in the day had a fight with his drummer? And he beat his drummer up? Yeah. The drummer was like, I'm tired of his stuff, we gonna fight. So they put a blindfold on the drummer and him and Stevie Wonder fought. And Stevie Wonder got the best of him. Let me tell y'all how to beat up a blind person. Not that I know from experience, I just guessed this. All you gotta do is make a lot of noise. All the drummer had to do was start banging on the drums, and Stevie wouldn't have been able to keep up with every step, because Stevie's head moves to the beat. Y'all know Stevie Wonder, his head gonna move to the beat? All they had to do was beat the drum and then throw a punch at him. That's how you beat up a blind person. Now, the way that you beat up a deaf person, I don't know, because the lady, she showed up at my job, and she got the best of me on the phone and in person. Y'all, I'm Jeremi Roberts, that's my time. Jeremi George, sorry.
Jeremi George, everybody. Guys, were we all paying attention to Jeremi George's set? No. Because he started off by saying his daughter was in a school shooting, and no one gave a fuck. That's wild. You guys are all bad people. I mean, his daughter was in a school shooting. You're all like, so what? Move on. What's the funny part about your daughter being in a school shooting?
They don't care.
They don't care. No, I think we've learned tonight. These people are pro-shooting. All right, we're gonna move on. Your next comic actually was he just shot up a school. Your next comic moved away from the city to move on to bigger and better opportunities, but then I knocked my wife up, and he always fills in for me when she gives birth. So sorry. Put your hands together for Tyler Bauer.
Are you ready for unfiltered and uncensored comedy? Are you ready for real raw dog comedy? This isn't the early show, Home Sweet Home. Unfiltered and uncensored comedy starting now. Fuck!
Oh yeah!
Shit! Piss? Speaking of piss, one time me and my boy were pissing in the woods together. We were already hanging out in the woods. We didn't go there just to piss, mind you. Me and my boy were pissing in the woods, and I saw his dick, and I said, "Gay!" Unfiltered, uncensored comedy. You can't get this on regular cable. My dog didn't eat my homework, I did. unfiltered, uncensored. Raw dog. One time my single dad neighbor came home drunk and he offered me and my friends a 6-pack of Budweiser that only had 2.5 cans left, and I drank them bitches all by myself, no issue. I did piss my pants. Gay, unfiltered, uncensored. One time I walked in on my older brother and his girlfriend having sex. Raw dog, of course. I said, ew, brother, where's her penis? Gay! Unfiltered, uncensored. One time I was in social studies class, and I told my teacher, my social studies teacher, I told him, sell me this pen. Sell me this pen. He sent me to detention. I masturbated through the pocket of my sweatpants in detention. Unfiltered, uncensored. Comedy. Here's a list of reasons I should be on the next generation of Jackass. You know, Johnny Knoxville's getting old. Steve-O's a pussy. Here's my audition. Here's a list of reasons why I should be on the next generation of Jackass. Number 1, I watched 2 Girls, 1 Cup while eating chocolate ice cream. Number 2, I've farted on all of my relatives, especially my great-grandfather, who was in World War II. He thought he escaped the gas chambers. He was wrong, unfiltered. Reason number 3, what the fuck? I can fold my balls into any Roy Sarge style ink splotch. Interpret that how you'd like. Unfiltered, uncensored. One time I put a rubber band around the right trigger on my Xbox controller while I had a game of Halo open and I was sitting in the gunner's seat of the Warthog. Let me tell you, who needs women? Unfiltered, uncensored. Guys, I'm almost 30 years old. I need to grow up. I need to stop this childish act. I need to speak about more mature topics. We know the band The Beatles, right? We know the famous band The Beatles.
Yes.
Thank you.
They are very popular.
They were very popular. A lot of people don't know this about The Beatles. It's not spelled B-E-E-T-L-E-S, like the insect. It's spelled B-E-A-T-L-E-S. Like the musical Beat. Very clever. A lot of people don't know that. It's a little known fact. A lot of people don't know this also. It also stands for how John Lennon used to beat his wives. Imagine that bitch just listened. John Lennon, bad guy, catchy songs. Catchier than the fists that his wives caught. Do we know that Paul McCartney and John Lennon mutually masturbated? They were mutual masturbators. That's also what the Beat in Beatles stands for. We all masturbate mutually. Mutually. Thank you guys so much. This has been Unfiltered and uncensored comedy from Home Sweet Home. We're going to hand it back to your filtered and censored host, Jacob McFadden.
Guys, I'm just trying to keep that Pepsi company contract going, you know what I mean? Woo! God damn, that boy's wild. That boy wild. That's true what he said about John Lennon, by the way. He did beat all of his wives. That's why Yoko Ono sings like that. It's been a recording under her, and John Lennon slaps the shit out of her. She's like, no one's listened to Yoko Ono, I guess. I'm sorry, did that offend you? Are you defending Yoko Ono? Oh, it was horrible. His jokes? All of them, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, everyone else was great. He sucked. I know, it was really the worst. But you know what? You're gonna love this. We actually have tonight. We are now down. We had a bunch of like random people walk in, and we have one of the most fire end of show list I've ever had. Plus Danny McCabe. We've got 5 comics left, and all of them are great. Okay. Your next comic is newer. So, God damn it, I hope he performs like he did last time. Don't fuck me on this, Evan. Your next comic, that's the owner right there, so keep your shit together. That's right. So, do me a favor, be funny, but also keep it quiet so we can talk. You ready? Everybody, hands together. This guy, newer, great. It's Evan Fagan.
Hi. Hello. UNICEF just came out with a study last week, or like they just came out with a report that the number of obese children has surpassed the number of malnourished children in the world. And it's been a really polarizing time politically, but I think that most people can agree that we should feed the obese children to the malnourished children. Humans are the only ones with celebrities. Animals don't have any. Plants don't have any. But we make celebrities out of animals. Like, Moo Dang doesn't know that Moo Dang is Moo Dang. You know what I'm saying? They're just like a hippo. When you were a child, did you get presents of like a certain niche? Did your parents like give you a category of present? What was it? Can I ask? Clothing. Okay, that's just, okay. I wasn't really a great example of what I was trying to get to, but I'll get myself there. I can handle it. When I was little, my parents, I played baseball. My parents were like, oh, he loves baseball. So every holiday in which presents were involved, something baseball related would be betrothed upon me. And I was like 8 years old being like, is this, do I really like this, or have I just gotten myself into this corner? I also used to think that the Cheesecake Factory was a real factory. Having a pediatrician mother in middle school is tough because anytime you get into an argument in the lunchroom, your friends can just go, your mom touches kid dick, and then you're done. There's no coming back from that. I didn't have one, but it was tough for those out there who did. I've been trying to find a new therapist recently, but my current therapist keeps threatening to kill himself if I leave. And I don't know who to talk to about it. They say that like when you're doing a good deed, like you're volunteering at a children's hospital or something, you're doing the Lord's work. But isn't that his job? Why are we doing it for him? One thing I was thinking about the other day, I wrote this down. This is a very detailed bit here. I was thinking about all of the names of candy and how some of them make more sense than others. Like I think they did a really good job with Milky Way because like it you know like milk chocolate and like a galaxy, and it's like a really great branding. But like Twix, what the kill yourself? What the fuck does that mean? Hershey bar? Are you fucking kidding? Hershey bar? Oh, I'm sorry. Is there something? I'm sorry. Oh, Hershey bar. What is it? That's his name. You can't just put your name and then bar next to it. Come on. Reese's Pieces. At least they have a little like rhyme scheme going. Three Musketeers. I don't know what the hell is going on. But then I started thinking about other foods, and I think popcorn really nailed it because you know it's like popcorn, you know. But like muffin, what the hell? Is that the light, or are you looking for something, Jacob? Oh no. Well, I hope you have a dry night home. Oh boy.
With the owner, don't fuck
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry. Hey, you have some stuff on your walls, by the way. You might want, just kidding. I love your establishment. But also, back to the names of foods. Muffin. What the hell? What does that mean? And also, how did they get away with branding that so well? Like, I was at 7-Eleven and I saw a chocolate muffin and it was like 660 calories. And I was looking at it and I was like, well, it's a muffin. Why? Why did I think that? You know, like, I'm like, oh, it's a muffin, it's fine. No, it was probably really bad for me. And I would like to close out with cookie. How did they land that? So many things are cooked. Thank you so much. I've been Evan Fagan.
Evan Fagan, everybody. Give it up for Evan Fagan. Was Evan funny?
Evan was great.
Evan was great, right? I'm gonna stack it up. Tyler sucked. Evan was great. But, you know, Tyler got more of a reaction from the room, but that's because Evan's too attractive for the comics to like him, right? Look at him. He's young. He looks good.
He's too relatable.
He's got the same hair that girls in anime did when I was growing up. Yeah. He's a good guy. Hey, if I wasn't married, I would fuck him. And I'm not even gay. Ish. I mean, I'm married, so I settled, okay? I decided. I picked a side.
You did.
Okay? And I'm right with God on that. Hey, how you doing? You right with God on that?
Am I right with what?
You right with God on that?
Okay.
For people watching, a guy walked up the steps and he seems to be unsure whether he's right with God, but we'll save you. Yeah, well, this is a Bible meeting. We're going to save you. But the other night, we will wash you in the James River. Whether you want it or not, you're getting washed. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving. Your next comic is the most recently washed comic in the room. Not that you believe it if you smelled him. I'm just kidding. Your next comic has adequate hygiene. Everybody put your hands together for the, Emily, get up. For the, the sort of, Are you good? All right. Your next comic is here tonight. It's a really big night for him. He's really excited to do this set. He wore his grandmother's sweater out just to be here with us. Everybody put your hands together for Danny McCabe.
Remember, I am counting on your review, all right? Jacob said it's a fire lineup and me, all right? Because if I was cool enough to get in Jacob's approval, I wouldn't be here. Oh, God. How we doing tonight, guys? How we doing? How we doing? What's been everyone's favorite moment of the night so far?
Right now. Referring to pussy as the grassy knoll.
That's true. That's true. Grassy knolls forever. Everything. We've been talking about shooters this week, right? I'm gonna get right into it with this Charlie Kirk stuff. Who cares? You've heard it a million times tonight. I don't give a shit anymore. The craziest thing about it is the shooter to me, right? Like, got turned in by his dad. You know, I think like, first of all, you're living at home, loser. Second of all, I think it'd be really funny that wasn't what got his dad to turn him in. It was like not taking out the trash. Like, it's like, Tyler Richardson, I have told you 1,000,000 times, you can shoot people you don't like on 4chan, but if you leave that garbage full one more time, mister, you are out of this house. It's in Utah, so like I know like his dad could be abusive, but like they don't drink alcohol probably. So like I imagine him like drinking like Mr. Pibb and like being like, "Get over here! By the time I'm done with you, I'm not getting my own planet." That's a joke if you understand Mormon lore. Fuck yeah. All right. The funniest thing about it is, like I went to 2 different colleges at one point before I didn't graduate. What was funny is seeing everyone's reactions to it, because the two schools that I went to were West Virginia University and VCU, right? And all the dumb people I knew from West Virginia were like, this is a tragedy. And all the dumb people from VCU were like, woohoo! It was a real contrast of opinions and all that. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. But you know, there's a lot going on. We've had tough times recently, guys. Like, you know, we like all summer, I was fearing like these tariffs were really gonna fuck me, you know, like with everyday buying goods. Like everyone's talking about tariffs this, tariff that. How about you tariff my pants and suck on my balls? All right, you know? And fucking Israel, am I right? I'm so fucking tired of those guys. I swear to God, you know, everyone's talking about what they're doing horrific stuff. Why don't you tear off my pants and see if it is real? All right? And give me some Iron Dome while you're at it. I don't want to bomb kids on that strip. You guys like impressions? You guys like impressions? All right. This is my impression of Scooby-Doo finding out he lost the baby. Ruh-roh! Wrist Rhea! Oh my God, guys! I turned 27 this summer. Give it up for that. Give it up for that, guys. 27's a fun age, right? 27's a fun age. It's like the first year of like, oh shit, adulthood. Like, this is actually the one year that I'm okay with dying in, you know? Not for like any suicidal reasons. I just think it'd be cool to be a member of the 27 Club. You know? Not for any like real reasons, just be memorialized on a shirt at Hot Topic. You know, you see it there, you see like Kurt Cobain, you know, Jimi Hendrix, Danny McCabe. You know, I want teenagers to buy shirts with my face on it, just so like, you know, guys like Ben Pierce can come up to them. It's like, you don't know Danny McCabe. Name 5 of his jokes. What was his cat's name? I was at Home Sweet Home watching him do on a Tuesday night. My taste in local comedy is not your fashion statement. A lot of anger there. A lot of anger there. All right, before you give your judgment of me, I'm going to do some jokes about sex. With 1 minute left.
That's all you need.
I can do it in 30 seconds. Come on. They don't call me the Flash for nothing. That's one. Men are dogs, right? Men are dogs. You bring a guy home, right? You know, you gotta make sure he's comfortable. You gotta train it into him. You know? You hear me? Right? Like, think about it. It's like he's uncomfortable. He's not sitting down. He's kind of awkward. You're like, sit. All right. You start catching feelings. You guys go on a few dates. Everything. You're like, stay. You don't like some of his habits, his opinions, shit like that. Roll over. You're mine now. You're getting clipped. The balls, that's what I meant. All right, I'll leave you on one last one here. I just got out of a situationship recently. Situationship. I feel like people are getting too freaky too fast with these shits, you know. I like walked in there, she was throwing me on the bed already. Gets on top of me, she says, I'm gonna call you Daddy. And I was like, it's Danny. Daddy is my father. All right, guys, my name's been Danny McCabe. Thank y'all so much.
Danny McCabe, everybody. I never realized before. Danny McCabe looks like someone started to draw him and just started with the eyebrows and went, I guess I'll finish. Danny, no one's mentioned it tonight. To me, the funniest part of the whole shooting is they released the guy's text messages today, and he's like, hey, I killed that guy. And his girlfriend's like, what, really? And he's like, yeah. Why? I don't like him. God, I gotta get that rifle. Whew. My dad's gonna be so mad that rifle's missing. The cops are watching that spot. I gotta go get that rifle.
Ah, shit, my dad's calling. They found the rifle. Oh, fuck, I really gotta get that rifle. It's a pretty unique rifle. Oh, I think I'm gonna leave it. Ah, fuck, I'm gonna turn myself in. They found the rifle. That's weird. Imagine being the girlfriend and being like, yeah, what's the Netflix password? Before you're gone forever, I don't give a fuck about the rifle. How do I get into the bank account? Where's the rent for this month? What's going on? All right. You know, everyone's done jokes about the shooting tonight. No one's laughed at them. And I haven't learned a lesson. But your next comic has, because he's a real comedian. He's a good comedian. Your next, don't make eyebrows at me. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. What? Stick a tongue. All right. Very rare that I get thrown off my game. My game's very bad, that's why. Your next comedian, very funny guy. Everybody put your hands together. We don't get him here often. A rare treat. Put your hands together for Moo Cuzzo.
I was at Walmart today, and I saw a Halloween skeleton with a Santa Claus hat on in front of a goddamn turkey stuffing display. Like, what the fuck, man? Marketing is getting lazy as shit. Like, they're putting this shit all into one. Like, I don't understand. I hate Halloween, because it don't matter. Thank you. It don't matter who I dress up like. They always say the same thing. Are you Ruben Studdard? Like, I'm wearing a whole Batman outfit, dog. Like a real one, high dollar with the rubber nipples and everything. It would have put that old man to shame. But nah, I can't do it. So, what y'all do for Christmas? Y'all give gifts or y'all give gift cards? And that's weird as hell to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you go to the person you love. It's like, hey, for Christmas, I took this $100, which normally you could spend anywhere, and made it so that you can only spend it at a bookstore. Merry Christmas, honey bun. That shit's fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? I call my wife honey bun, because she is like a honey bun. She's soft, sweet, and having her every day is gonna be the reason I die early. I'm usually more energetic. I'm practicing some deadpan and shit. Who was that? I'm glad you said, what was that? You said that was the owner, that really was the owner over there? Yeah. And the lady? Because I was writing some jokes about him and shit. I'm glad he said it was the owner. Like, because I ain't going to say it now, but what I was going to say is, no, because she started, I don't know if y'all remember when Tyler was talking, she just shouted out. I said, I'm going to have to get this lady. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to get her. But she was looking familiar and shit. And then I don't know if y'all saw, she came up to me after. She actually works at HR at my fucking job. So I'm glad I didn't say none of that shit, because I gotta be respectful, you know what I mean? Like, I work at a job very liberal. They didn't ask for pronouns, all that. So I don't want to get that bitch mad, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be respectful, you know what I mean? Because what I was gonna say, I thought she was a CIA plant and he was her handler. And if y'all don't see me tomorrow, that's why. Because I figured they were looking at my Facebook page. Because that's what a revolution is on Facebook. My toxic trait is that I repeat shit back to you like you stupid for saying it. So like the other day I was in my office pretending to work, and if you've never been in your office pretending to work, don't worry, you'll have a family one day. But I was in there pretending to work, and I heard some noise in the kitchen, and I ran out and I was like, what happened? And my wife was like, the handle keeps coming off the door, fridge door, and I'm like, the handle keeps coming off the fridge door. She's like, every time you open it, it comes off. Like, every time I open it, it comes off. Generally speaking, whenever somebody opens the door, it's coming off. And I'm like, generally speaking, how many people done opened it? Who opened it? And I could keep going, but that's the reason I'm here now and not at home. Okay, I'll work on that. I know I'm a bad person. Because the last time I was in Vegas, the day I was supposed to come home, it was a hurricane going on, and I really, I was like, shit, if that shit is bad, they're going to cancel my goddamn flight. And I was sitting there, and then I saw the news, and And it was bad. It was Category 5. The airport did get flooded, and it was like people died and everything. I was like, hell yeah, look at God. They're going to pay for me to stay in Vegas an extra day. So that's how I know I'm a bad person. That's cool. I ain't been in a lot of open mics, so that's why I'm here tonight. Like you said, I'm sorry he built me up to make y'all think I was going to do some funny shit. And that's what be fucked up, because when he do that shit, I be wanting to do like, ah man, I gotta do my good shit. We're like, man, fuck these people. They not coming to Petersburg anyway. Shit, not fuck y'all, you know what I mean? Like, if my wife let me, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I wouldn't rank who I would fuck first if all of y'all gave me consent and my wife let me, because I'm very, you know what I mean? Liberal. Yeah, that's what y'all, what is it? Because we in RVA, y'all like be progressively, aggressively progressive. Like, I was at one show, they was like, if you were really an ally, you would suck a dick. I'm like, no, like, I don't want to go that far to prove that I'm a straight ally. So, let me see, what else I want to talk about before I get up out of here? Like, yeah, it's a lot of polarizing shit going on. But I think sometimes we gotta stop reacting to things in the moment. You know what I mean? And I ain't got nothing fucking no jokes for this, but we gotta stop reacting that shit in the moment and really see what's going on, because there's a certain thing called emergency management, and they get your ass all up in the uproar, and then you fucking don't know what the fuck just happened. So just watch and pay attention, and don't get up in an uproar, because then they gonna say that's why they need to fucking check your ass. But this might not be for y'all, because they ain't even trying to kill y'all. This is from Petersburg. But Cause if you look, like, even in society, it's like everything is a gray area. I be trying to tell people, like, you know what I mean? We gotta check what we doing in entertainment. Like, you listen to radio, what they doing? Having sex and killing you. That's all they want to do. Fuck you or kill you. Like, I don't even know which order. But I'm married, so I don't do either one of them things. Again, if you'll have a family one day. I got the light though, so I'm gonna get up out of here. I love all these comics here, and I've known a lot of them for a long time, and I didn't really want to come and kind of just upstage everybody, so that's why I did what I did tonight. Because I'm a good fucking person. I'm progressive. All right, my name is Cuzzo. I'm out. Peace.
Cuzzo, everybody. Cuzzo. It's called the host predicament, everybody. You have a guy come out who's a great comic, and you have to introduce him as a great comic, or you throw some shade his way, and the next thing you know, all the black Facebook is talking about what a racist you are. All right, well, that got too real, but all right, I'll stop there. Thank you, drunk lady. All right, guys. Yeah? Yeah? Should I? Should I? Okay, I'm gonna introduce your next comic. Hey, what's up, man? I don't know you. You snuck in. Yeah, that's not like a race thing. It's just you snuck in. I didn't see you come in. All right. Good crowd work, buddy. Is he in the class too? No. Oh, I'm sorry, guy. All right, we're gonna move on. Your next comedian, everybody. We are down to our final few comedians. Your next comedian, very funny comic. Delighted to have her here. Everybody put your hands together for Emilie Erbland.
What's up? I'm really nervous about the rise of artificial intelligence. I'm really nervous about it. I'm really nervous. I think in 20 years, when I encounter someone new, I'm gonna make them do a little jig just to prove they're human. Yeah, call that two-step verification. Thank you. So Charlie Cock was shot and killed. You know that guy Charlie Cock? Charlie Kirksucker. And I'm just glad someone finally sees my point of view, you know, that public speaking events are a real pain in the neck. You know, because what was he gushing about? No, Charlie Kirk and I do have one thing in common. We love the freedom of speech. I'm all about 1A, baby. I'm all about saying what you want to say. You know, in my mind, you know, there's a huge Venn diagram. And one circle is the freedom of speech. And one circle is baby border collies. And one circle is demons. What do these things have in common? You have to exercise it. That's right! The freedom of speech gets me excited. It gets me pumped up. You know, me and Charlie Kirk both gets our blood pumping. Yeah. Let's see. On that note, I work at a bar right down the street from a university whose colors are red and blue. And in honor of the kids coming back to college, my manager wanted to make up some cocktail special for the students coming back to university that would have like blue curacao, grenadine, so it'd be red and blue. And she was explaining this idea to me, and the only thing I had to say to her was, ma'am, would you like me to be promoting a school shooter? Let's see. I have a new hobby. It's called magnet fishing. Has anyone in here ever magnet fushed? You fushed? You've been fushing with a magnet?
Unsuccessfully.
I fish with a magnet. Magnet fishing, newfangled sport. Okay, you purchase a magnet. You attach it to the end of a long rope. Okay? You chuck the magnet into a mysterious body of water. Like that. Okay? And then you pull back on the cord to see what you can dredge up from the depths, okay? I found, in my experience, that magnet fishing is a lot like the dating scene in Richmond, Virginia. Mostly trash. It's mostly trash, but if you're lucky, you might find something explosive. Like a bomb. I date for fun. I do. But I think when you're dating someone, you should have some things in common. I think you should agree. I think you should enjoy spending time together. This is controversial, I know. I was seeing a new fella and found out that he had not seen my favorite film of all time. It was important to me that I showed him this film, right? It's important to share your favorite things with someone new in your life. This film is, of course, Toy Story 2. We've seen Toy Story 2? Are we neutral on it? I like Toy Story 2. Fella had never seen it, so we're watching Toy Story 2, and we start going at it. It's just natural, okay? We start going at it. It happens, okay? Fella gets hungry, okay? He has to get up, fetch a snack, but he misses a pivotal moment in the film where Joan Cusack's character, Jessie, is introduced to our cast of toys. We remember this film. Yeah. She jumps out of a box. She goes, yee-haw! It's very charming. Okay, bro missed it. He missed it. He comes back in the room with hummus or whatever, and I'm like, you missed Jessie's entrance, okay? I have to rewind it on the Disney Plus machine. And it turns out, that's reverse cowgirl. I'm Emilie Erbland, everyone. Give it up for your host, Jacob McFadden.
Emilie Erbland, everybody. My 3-year-old's favorite movie is Toy Story. That's why Emily and my 3-year-old are going to be married one day. His words, not mine. He said it to her.
Like you little
Yeah, you know what? You got a U of R education. I'm fine with it. I consent. All right. We are down to our last named comic of the night. And your next comic is no stranger to Little Boy Penis. His words, not mine. Your next comic was in jail before. Not saying why, although I might have already hinted. Anyways, he recently had a show at Basic City, which I hear went okay. He's a guy who, if you ever see him serving you food or drink, you should trust that he washed his hands, because otherwise you'll be uncomfortable paying the high tab. Put your hands together for Bryan Fountain.
Hi guys, how's it going? I'm a little delicate today, a little fragile. Coming off of surgery. It's very serious. So about 3 months ago, I told the doctors to sew my ass cheeks together. I figure, what's the healthiest way to eat mushrooms than to cultivate them in your own ass, I guess. A lot of my friends, they're like, Bryan, wow, your ass looks great. They think that I got BBL surgery. But in reality, I was wearing a diaper. So it's 3 months later, they unzipped me or whatever. I don't know the medical term for it, but they unzipped me. And I'm happy to say that right now I am tripping balls. He started like to clap, but nobody gives a shit. That's good. Do you guys, are you guys aware there was like a little rap beef between the United States and the UK? So like there were UK rappers calling out US rappers, and US rappers would respond, and like they're going back and forth and stuff. So what I wanted to do was throw my hat in the ring as a UK rapper, but like more like covert, because I'm a patriot and I want America to win. You know what I'm talking about? So I sent out a little diss song, but as a UK rapper. Said I want to have sex with men. Man said that I'm gay. Me wanna have sex with him. Him wanna have sex with me. Take that, Britain. What did you're doing this.
No, it was a good, but I think we put it in a different place and it would kill.
Shut up. No.
Well, you should feel bad. He's not even funny.
No. He's lying. He's fucking lying.
Come on, Bryan. We got it.
Guys, I keep getting banned off of these apps. There's, well, the first one was Tinder. I got banned from Tinder. It had something to do with my bio. My bio read, not actually 27, I'm 15. As a freshman in high school, I'm purely looking for hookups. So they banned me from Tinder. That's just how that happens. I'm like trying to explain to them like through email. It's a bit. I'm funny. I'm trying to use my sense of humor to get girls. I'm trying to get laid off my sense of humor. No. Then I got banned from Uber. If you could believe it. Well, what I was doing, the Uber would come and pick me up, and I would sit in the front seat, the front passenger seat, and look them dead in the eyes and say, "Do you want Roadhead?" They're like connected and stuff. I did get the light. So I did want to go into the Epstein files. Trump's trying to like dodge the Epstein files and stuff because he's all up in there. And me, I say, let him out. Let out the Epstein files. I got nothing to hide. Ghislaine Maxwell? I fucked her. We matched on Tinder, you see. See? It's a little callback there. Callback humor. Let's call back Jacob!
Bryan Fountain, everybody. Oh, goddamn, that set would have been funny if he just did it in the right spot. That was great. You don't understand. All of us who know him were impressed that Bryan tried to do an impression and didn't fuck it up. We're all like, wow, he nailed that British rapper thing. It was incredible. He tries to, like, go downstairs and fucks it up. So that was, like, incredible for all of us. All right. Guys, we are down to our very last performers of the night. These two, it's a comedy duo. First comedy duo we've had in a long time. Do you like duos? Do you like duos? Yes or no? I mean, don't be passive about it. Do you like them? Yes or no? Be excited. Yeah. Yeah, I love duos too. Your next comedy duo doesn't even know they're performing, but too bad they got ratted out. Your next comedy duo are two fellas from Fredericksburg, I think. That's what I was told by Emilie Erbland. No, they're coming. Emily's...
Two things. Well, I'm not going to let you guess either.
All right.
Not from Fredericksburg anymore.
Well, that's Emily's
And
wrong.
not a fella. Ooh.
I hate to say it.
Fellas is like a generic term. I'm from the South.
It's okay.
I'm from the South.
It's all right.
I'm doubling down. Your next two human beings who are performing, which seems dissociative and weird now. Come on up. Come on up. Show everybody what you got.
Are you short on material?
No, the show's over, ding dong. You sat through the whole thing, so I'm trying to give you mic time.
Okay, I don't want it, but...
All right. Well, just remember, everybody, that's the Fredericksburg experience. We've been Comedy from Home Sweet Home. Thank you for coming out very much. Thank you. Good night. Goodbye.